What's up, everybody? My name is Josh Osborne.
Matt McCarty.
And this is our UFC Silva versus Irvin predictions. Alright, we got some awesome fights. This is obviously UFC's answer to Affliction Ban on pay-per-view, but I think with short notice they put together some good fights. What do you think?
Yeah, they threw some good fighters in here. A lot of the guys I've never heard of, but you got Stevie, Jesse, Anthony Johnson, some,
not to mention
guys.
A little guy named Anderson Silva.
Oh yeah, forgot about that guy.
Yeah, he's pretty good, I hear. We're going to be honest, we don't know much about the undercard fighters. There are a lot of young talent that has not seen TV time, so we could sit here and pretend like we're experts on all these guys, but we don't know a freaking thing about them, so we're just skipping right past that. We're going to go with the 6 fights that we can actually be informative of.
Yeah.
So let's start with the first one. We got Jesse Taylor versus CV Dalloway. You know both of these guys from Ultimate Fighter Season 7. Jesse Taylor is probably more famous right now for being a drunk retard.
Yeah.
So, I don't know with this one. This is be pretty interesting. Dana White's taking a chance bringing this guy back. But I think he's going to be hungry for a win. He's obviously got a bad rep for the last couple weeks, so he's anxious to clear his name. And I think he's going to destroy CV in the sense that he's going to lay on him for 3 rounds and throw hammer fists and take it via decision. What do you think of that?
Yeah, he's going to destroy him kind of like a blanket destroys a baby.
Exactly. Should be an extremely boring fight in our opinion. Let's hope we're wrong. We'd love to be entertained.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Manny Gambirian. He goes in there, he's really aggressive. He'll take you down. He might hurt you a little bit, but really in the end, he just pulls out a decision. A decisive decision, but, lackluster.
Nothing to get the ratings going for sure.
Yeah, not an exciting fighter. But yeah, I'm gonna give him the decision over Stevie.
Okay, so you're taking decision? I'm taking decision as well. Okay, next matchup we got Anthony Johnson versus Kevin Burns. I gotta say, Anthony Johnson, from his first fight in the UFC where he took the guy out in 13 seconds, I love this kid. Very weird looking guy, but very entertaining. He likes to throw the bombs, and that's what I like to see. I think that's what most people like to see. Somebody very explosive. So I'm taking him over Kevin Burns via knockout on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the knockout too. He's really big for this division, 170 pounds, but he's 6'2". I mean, that's like pushing Stephen Bonner height.
Yeah.
Hits really hard. Love his knockout power. I'm gonna have to go with the knockout as well.
Okay, next matchup we got Cain Velasquez versus Jake O'Brien. What do you know about these guys?
I don't know much about Velasquez. I looked online on the UFC website. It says he's well-rounded. He has a TKO over Brad Morris.
Okay.
I do know some about the Irish Jake O'Brien. Decision over Heath Herring.
Impressive.
Just came off a loss against Andrei Arlovsky, though.
Yeah, it's a tough fight.
Yeah, it's a tough fight. Andre, when he's not scared against somebody, he'll throw. Jake's a wrestler. He's not really worried about getting hit in the face. But I think Jake's going to be hungry coming off a loss. Do I think he can finish the fight? Probably not. He seems to be more of a decision kind of guy. So I'm going to give him decision over Velasquez.
I agree with you. I'm also taking decision. Next matchup, we got Hermes Franca versus Frankie, the answer, Edgar. Edgar is definitely one of those guys that I really like. I like to see the guys get in the octagon and just air it all out. So this is a really tough fight for me to pick because both these guys are very explosive. Both have knockout power in both hands. And I'm thinking Edgar is probably going to be a little bit more anxious for the win considering he just came off a loss to Gray Maynard. And being a wrestler and not used to losing very often, I think Frankie's going to pull this one off via decision. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, coming off your first UFC loss, you're definitely hungry, ready to get back at it. Now, is he going to go in there and get into a bad spot? I don't know. It's, Franca has great submissions, really heavy hands, throws kind of like a slug, like Dan Henderson, just kind of wings these bombs out there. But if he catches you, it's bad news. I'm going to go with Franca by submission, though. He's got great jiu-jitsu.
Taking submission. Okay, very interesting. Next fight, we got Brandon Vera versus Reese Andy. Anybody heard of Riptide out there? Raise your hands. Same here. We talk about this all the time. When a big name in the UFC takes a hard loss like Vera had against Werdum, they're anxious to get him back in the win column. So I see UFC kind of throwing him a freaking bone here, and that bone is named Reese Andy. Not to discredit the guy or anything like that. This is his first UFC fight, so it's going to be really hard. Not to mention he's got an extremely huge reach disadvantage. Vera is just going to overpower him, in my opinion. I think he's going to win this one via knockout. Matt.
Yeah, you know, Reese is a wrestler. He's kind of old. Saw a jiu-jitsu tournament. Reese against Verdun. He fends off some submissions pretty well, but in the end, he's just outsized, outmatched. Honestly, I think Vera could have taken Verdun. He got in a bad spot. You know, bad stoppage in my opinion, but, you know, a stoppage nonetheless. But I'm going to have to go with Vera via knees to the face.
Via knees, I like it. Now, I got to feel really bad for this Reese guy. This is his first UFC fight. There is a lot more fighters out there I'd rather face than freaking Brandon Vera. You know, Gabe Rudiger, anybody?
Yeah,
I'll take Gabe. You know. He seems like a cool guy. I could take him out.
Bad crybaby?
Yeah, but freaking Vera, that's tough. So, best of luck to the guy, but I think you're going down.
Hey, prove us wrong.
That's right. Okay, now we're on to the interesting part of the fight night. This is the one that's going to bring in the fans on free TV, get them away from Affliction. I know Dana White's going for that one. Very interesting. We got Anderson Silva moving up a weight class, going light heavy against James Irvin, the Sandman. What's your thoughts on this one?
The Sandman. He likes to knock people out. Trick is, the rest of his game sucks. Okay, it doesn't suck. But, saw him fight Terry Martin. Terry Martin should be a welterweight. He's fighting middleweight right now. I don't think he really likes to cut weight. Doesn't like that whole conditioning, cardio thing. Doesn't want to sweat too much. But, you know, Terry Martin took him down at will. Pushed him up against the cage, sucked his legs out from under him, and pounded his face. The Sandman, you know, he lived up to his name. Came out and needed Terry Martin in the face, you know.
Yeah.
Finished the fight. But Anderson Silva is no Terry Martin.
No, he's not.
We saw what Levin did to Martin. We saw what Anderson did to Levin.
Yes.
You know, how can you go against the pound-for-pound best fighter in the universe?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, I'm going to have to go with the TKO, Anderson over Irvin, in the second
round. All right. My thoughts on this one is I see Irvin is kind of the type of guy that wants to rush in there and just start throwing bombs. We saw him knock out Houston Alexander in, what, 10 seconds. I think he tied a record.
Yeah.
So I see him thinking that he could take Silva out by just beating him quick. But the thing is with Silva, he thrives on contact. Just watch the Chris Levin fight, watch Dan Henderson, watch Rick Franklin. Whenever those guys start getting into a groove and really start throwing, that is when Silva capitalizes and just takes him away. Just knocks him out, submits him, whatever it takes. So I see the Spider winning this one via submission. I think he's going to wait Irvin out a little bit, let him gas, take him down, and probably choke him out on this one. So that's my prediction on this one. So if Irvin is going to win this one, how is he going to do it? What's the chance here?
He's got the puncher's chance.
You know,
he doesn't throw amazing.
He's got heavy hands, though.
He's
Ask Houston Alexander.
Yeah, I mean, he hits really hard. But the question is Anderson going to stay in front of him long enough to get hit by a really hard shot?
No.
So for Irvin to win, he is going to have to hit him. I think he's going to have to trade with him. But in the end, I just don't think he's going to be able to put his fist on him.
No, I have to agree with you on that one. So I'm taking via submission. You're taking
TKO.
TKO. We'll see what happens. Last UFC 86, we picked some fights. Finished 8-1. Matt got 7-2, so not too bad. And to be honest, guys, we put our predictions out there, but we are interested in hearing what you have to say.
Definitely.
If you hate us, that's cool. If you want to, disagree, that's fine. But we encourage you to go ahead and use the YouTube comments or the comments on whatever video website this is being hosted on. So go and put your predictions out there too. And as they say, the proof is in the pudding. So when the fight is over, the winner is declared. We'll see who was right and who was wrong. And that's all we can do about it. So don't be a hater. Get involved. Let's be a big, happy family on this one. All right? And we'll catch you guys next time. We got UFC 87 coming up. That should be interesting. We got John Fitch taking on a little guy named GSP. Very interesting. So check out that video as soon as it's up. But that's it for right now. My name is Josh Osborne.
Matt McCarty.
And we'll see you guys on the flip side. Later.